Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to have videos of the paid requests. It's time for Jonathan. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, PayPal is usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for an episode of Boy Meets World, a TV show that lasted 7 seasons from 1993 to 2000, which I remember watching bits and pieces growing up, but I don't remember a whole lot. I do remember bits of Ben Savage as the lead, who I believe is related to Fred Savage from various other stuff. The Wizard, other movies. I can't believe I forgot the TV show he was on. It was like there and then I lost it. But The Wonder Years. That's what it was, The Wonder Years. But I do remember bits of Ben Savage and also Mr. Feeney, the teacher there. Who is the voice of Kit on Knight Rider. Was it William Daniels, I believe is his name? But I don't remember watching the show extensively. But this is from season 5, episode 17, and the episode here is "And Then There Was Shawn." And I can see why Jonathan requested this, because it's an ode, a parody of "I Know What You Did Last Summer," among other stuff. Because that's the thing with a lot of these shows back to the day, is that nowadays, if you do even a sitcom, I would say for the most part they want to make it somewhat, I don't know if I want to say realistic, but back then sitcoms of this era could really get over the top cartoony, where it was any bouts of crazy sci-fi could happen. Granted, there's an actual explanation here at the end, but I'm just saying, look at Family Matters and all the things Steve Urkel could do. He would go to a machine and be like Bruce Lee. He would go into a machine and be the smooth, suave guy, kind of a take on Nutty Professor. Other shows, Roseanne fighting with Steven Seagal, but then you find out that the whole season was a dream, or whatever the hell Roseanne was doing at that last season before the revival. Here, it's set up where I guess Ben Savage and the girlfriend Topanga, they've broken up. Ben Savage's buddy, played by Ryder Strong, his character Shawn, is taking it very tough, very hard. So he's being very protective and very... When a guy asks Topanga for a pencil, Ryder Strong's like, "Don't know why you're doing that, okay? I know what that means." And Mr. Feeney, the teacher, keeps saying, shut up, what are you doing?" Pretty much everybody gets detention. They get detention, they keep seeing this creepy janitor. One of them leads to another, and they see a message on the board that says, "No one gets out alive." And it's playing off like a slasher film, but doing it in a very comedic fashion. I will admit I got some chuckles out of it. For how goofy and how silly it was, I got some chuckles out of it. I think just because of some of the actors and the way they showcase some of the dialogue. You definitely tell, I mean, this is 5 seasons in, so some of them definitely have chemistry with each other. I may not be a fan of Will Fredo and Ryder Strong as people, because they're two of the people that sent letters to stick up for Brian Peck. If you ever seen the documentary Quiet on Set about Nickelodeon. Now later they go, "Well, we didn't know the full details." Well, why would you not know the full details until you did this, to be fair? Why would you not know that? But anyway. Although apparently I think Drake said Ryder Strong apologized and they had a good talk with each other, so if so, then that's at least cool. Because if it's fine with Drake, then guess it'd be fine with me. But anyway, going off of that, again, there are moments that did make me chuckle throughout it. Like I mean, it's the acting is of a sitcom nature, so it's not going to be realistic reactions. So it's going to be a bit more overly goofy. Like they think it's Mr. Feeney, and instead of realistically going, why would this guy that we've known for all these years all of a sudden start killing people? It's just, okay, we go into the madness. You accept the madness, you accept the silliness, and go, oh yeah, first he's playing a prank. What? To pay attention or die? What? This is other classmate named Kenny, and you tell they keep making jokes like South Park. Oh, Kenny has to die first. You need to stop saying that. Oh, they killed Kenny, you bastards. You have Kenny that dies. Mr. Feeney, he's found with scissor in his back. Will Fredo, I did think he was funny from time to time. He would keep doing dun dun dun. They keep looking at him, I was like, dun dun dun. He keeps saying it more quietly. I thought that was kind of a funny running joke. One of the characters is a streamer, and they even keep telling her, and she kind of admits that yes, she's the streamer of the group. When they find Jennifer Love Hewitt, who is in the episode and she streams, the other girl goes, hey, I'm the streamer of the group. Now, of course, Jennifer Love Hewitt is in here as the new classmate, number one, because she was in I Know We Did Last Summer, and number two, I think she was still dating Will Friedle at the time, because they had done that film Trojan War together. And you see them like kissing and making out. And it seemed like they were comfortable doing it. Although with Jennifer Love Hewitt, can't blame anyone being comfortable with it, because she's a very beautiful lady. I never minded Jennifer Love Hewitt. I mean, I do think people like Neve Campbell are better actresses, but Jennifer Love Hewitt, I always thought, never minded her. Again, she is a beautiful lady. Again, at least it went by quick, it went by fast. They're pretty much trapped in the school trying to figure out what to do. You have this masked killer around. Sometimes you get a little POV shot. Some moments that did make me chuckle, like they find a phone, and Will Friedle, who plays Ben Savage's older brother, is like, we got a phone. We could use it to hit the guy with it. And he pulls the phone off of the wall, and people are like, what are you doing? Do, do, do. I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, when I think it was Kenny or someone else dies, they're against the wall, they fall down, and you see blood on the wall, and I think it's Ben Savage goes, look at that. Well, I always remember how tall Kenny was. Just the blood like hits. So I thought that was kind of a funny line too. Well, I always remember he was that tall. And because it's a sitcom, they can't be too graphic. So at one point, like it is spoilers, Jennifer Love Hewitt gets killed by falling books, and then Will Friedle's character gets killed by more falling books. Two of the tears already jump out the window, then they say no, and then they're pushed off. Ben Savage, Topanga, and Ryder Strong, they find the killer's got this mask on, takes it off. It's Ryder Strong himself. And that's where you find out Ryder Strong is dreaming. He had this nightmare, and he talks about it. And why are they in detention? So in detention, he had a nightmare. And he says, well, you guys are broken up, and I wish I could have done something better. And pretty much going, well, it's not your fault. And when Mr. Feeney goes, well, guess what? Lo and behold, this time, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. So I guess your Ryder Strong just feels guilty that he didn't do anything to help. He didn't do anything to keep these two together, because they've been together for as long as he can remember. Maybe a sense of normalcy being shattered, or sense of a friend wishing he could have done more. And the other friends go, well, there's nothing you could have done. It's not your problem. It's not your fault. They leave. And then there's a killer, but then he just doesn't kill anybody and he leaves. And I'm sure it's never explained again who that was. But again, it's sitcom. You don't really follow the rules of reality in a lot of these sitcoms, so you take it for what they are. I would guess this was a Halloween episode, and that's why they showcase this. There's a lot. I mean, Home Improvement and a lot of Roseanne. A lot of them would do these Halloween episodes to be a bit unique. I'm trying to think. I do remember some of the Halloween Home Improvement episodes being fairly fun. Even some of the. I'm not a big Roseanne guy, but I remember some of the Roseanne Halloween episodes being pretty decent. I do find it ironic, though, on a side tangent, that at the end of Roseanne's original run, you find out the last season was a dream, and then they killed off John Goodman's character off screen, which I never understood that. Then they did the revival, whatever, and oh well, John Goodman's character didn't die. I don't know if they explained that or what the deal was. And then when Roseanne got canceled, then they kill her character off. So it's funny. It's like Roseanne had control of that show back then, and then you kill off John Goodman. It's almost as if, haha, you kill me off, now I kill you off. But it was the studios, because Roseanne said something that people got offended. I don't like Roseanne, but you look at what she said and the context of it and all that. I do think it was blown out of proportion. I think it was misinterpreted what she said. Like, people saw more into it than was there, and she got canceled. Then they killed her off and stuff. Although I think that show, The Connors, is still on, so it must have been still somewhat successful. I don't know how many seasons it's gone on, but sorry, I'm going off tangent, but that's a whole other thing. And I do know there was a revival of this show called Girl Meets World, and Ben Savage was on it. But I guess that's someone, like, they did a revival of Roseanne. They did one of Full House, Fuller House. They did Girl Meets World. I am surprised they never did one for Family Matters. I'm sure there were talks of it to see the return of Steve Urkel and stuff, but I almost kind of however the reason that was kiboshed, I almost want to give a salute to them, because not everything needs to come back. Just to be fair, I would say I'd be surprised they didn't bring back Home Improvement, but Tim Allen is too controversial because of his politics, which, in other words, he's not part of the woke crowd. So he's a man, so he's canceled. Although I heard he had another show. I forget what the show was called, though. Because he had a show before that. It's called like Last Man Standing or something. Then it got canceled because of all the people mad at him for not, being this woke tard like a lot of these people are. But I like Tim Allen. I always like Tim Allen. But yeah, I'm going all over the place. But I think because when I think of a show like this, it just brings me back to, I would watch these kind of shows back in the day. I've said this many times before, I'll say it again. I had 4 channels on a farm in the middle of nowhere in Iowa. ABC, CBS, PBS, and another form of CBS. So the 2 CBSs, I guess it was like 2 different counties, or whatever reason it was, where they pretty much 80% of the time showed the same shows. And once in a blue moon, they would do something different. So but most parts like having 3 channels, and PBS I rarely watched. It was between ABC and CBS. So I remember a lot of those shows. Murphy Brown, Spin City, Home Improvement. Again, I don't think I watched a whole lot of Boy Meets World, but I think I would see it once in a blue moon. Family Matters, Step by Step, a lot. Full House, a lot of that stuff. Because didn't have cable, didn't have the internet. Wasn't a whole lot of other stuff to watch, so there you go. So in a way, it was kind of nice to go back a little bit in time to see that kind of sitcom. That's, it's quick, for the most part harmless, goofy, silly, non-political, and I thought it was kind of a fun parody of I Know We Did Last Summer. Interesting, they got Jennifer Love Hewitt in there again. I'm sure because of her relationship with Will Friedle at the time. I'm not sure about him as a person, but I did think he was one of the better parts of the episode. The constant do things. I thought that was pretty funny how that was added in. Definitely Ryder Strong, more of his episode. One thing I did not like, this running joke I thought was really lame, is they'll say something and then it's like from that movie and the title is the same thing they said. I forget what exactly they said, but if they had said, "Oh, it's like that," this something like bathroom horror, like from that movie called The Bathroom Horror, like they would say it's like this, and then the title would be that description, so nothing witty or clever or like have the tiles be a take on Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, but you change it a bit to make like a parody tile. No, that was a running joke that they did. I thought that was really lame. It wasn't funny each time they did it. Other than that, I mean, it depends how you feel about sitcoms of this era. You either not gung-ho about it, or for the most part, they're harmless. Just like I said, I think they're goofy, they're silly, they're just meant for fun, and even if they're bad, they're only 20 minutes long, so they go by quick anyway. But this, again, I kind of like the idea behind it, and I see Jennifer Love Hewitt in there. Beautiful. And, actually, I forgot, what year was season 5 in? Was this 90... Let me see real quick. (1997 1998). So yeah, it makes sense. I know we did Last Summer came out in 97. The sequel came out in 98. It's in between there. So yeah, that made sense then, why that would be the case. And see, what date did this air? Let me double check. February 27, 1998. Alright, so that means it get closer to when the sequel was coming out. Sorry about that, damn. But, because they did the sequel like a year later. It was a really bad sequel. But anyway, with that said, I had fun for what it was with this one. Take care. We'll see you guys later before I choke to death. Bye-bye.